The Prophet of Thought series. Open your mind. Prophet of Thought series. Open your mind.
What's up, everybody, to another episode of the Prophet of Thought series right here on the old YouTube TPOT page, of course. I'm sorry I'm late, y'all. I took my lady out to dinner. You know, time ran over a little bit, so I hope y'all aren't angry at me. Got back late, you know, things be happening, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad y'all here. I'm glad y'all decided to join me here on the OTPOT live stream. We got a good show for y'all tonight. Tonight we are going to be talking wise women wanted, as y'all can see right down there. We're gonna be joined by a few ladies tonight. And hey, what's up, cats? What's up, WOTP? Brother Theron, what's good, brother? Yeah. Tonight's subject is going to be wise women wanted. And what I'm going to be doing tonight, folks, is I'm going to have a few ladies on the panel. Well, actually, I'm gonna have as many ladies on the panel who want to join. But let me just set some ground rules before we even get started. Tonight, I want to listen to, hey, what's going on, Shiva? Tonight, I want to listen to some women talk. I want to hear some female intellectualism. I'm going to let the ladies do what they do, because you know a lot of us brothers, you know, we have some issues with women, and we're going to let women plead their case up here tonight. Now, what we're not going to do, we are not going to be talking baby mamas. We're not going to be talking about your damn ex that you hate. We're not going to be talking about how black men ain't shit. And we're not going to be talking about a bunch of old nonsense that doesn't pertain to the topic tonight. Tonight, wise women wanted, just like it says in the title. So, we're going to be joined, of course. Everybody knows the classic one, Classic Ruby. I have a lot of respect for this woman. I think she's a very, very bright woman. She has a very intellectual standpoint, and I like her views. As y'all, if y'all follow me, y'all know she's become quite a regular on my streams. So she's going to be on tonight as well. I believe that's her chiming in now. What's good, Classic One? Can you hear me?
Hold on.
She done muted her mic, y'all.
Wait, am I unmuted now?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good
Okay.
afternoon, good evening, sir.
Hey, what's going on? I'm glad you can join us.
Me too. I'm very excited for the topic.
Oh, absolutely. I know that I don't have to tell you what I just, said just now on the chat. And moderators, y'all know the deal. Y'all know how we get down here. Anybody say anything stupid, just kick them right out. I mean, with no second chances, no timeout, no, warning, just something dumb, you out. You know what I'm saying? You just out. So this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to tell the brothers this now, as people start to file in. When we first start this, I just want women on this panel in the beginning. All right. Later on, if it goes, if it gets a little deep, maybe we'll have a few brothers come in. And also, what I want to do is I want to see how this goes tonight. Because if this goes good tonight, maybe we can do one of these, like maybe once a month or maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't know. I just want to see how it goes tonight. And we'll go from there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off talking to the classic one. And then once I get done, once me and her, build a little bit, I'm going to put the link in the chat. And then whatever ladies is out there that want to join, you can come on the panel too, unless you want to come on now. If you want to come on now, let me know. I'll put it in the chat now. If not, just sit back and listen. So, classic one. What's
Yes,
good?
sir. Not too much.
The reason why I wanted to do this tonight is because, well, actually, there's a few reasons why I wanted to do this. But one of the main reasons is why I wanted to do this. Cats like we can wait. Okay, that's cool. The reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted to give women a chance. My followers, my female subscribers, I wanted to give y'all a chance to state your case. And when I say state your case, I don't mean, far as how y'all relate to men or relationships or none of that stuff. All right. I want to know what y'all think. When it comes to men, I want to know how y'all think that in comparison to men, like, do y'all think y'all equal to men? Do women think at all, or do they just feel? I want to know all that stuff tonight. That's why I'm doing this. All right. That's why I say I want an all-woman panel at first. And I'm gonna let y'all plead y'all case or state your case or whatever way you want to put it. I'm gonna let y'all ladies just go ahead and say what y'all gotta say. All right. I'm giving y'all ladies the opportunity to have the floor tonight. We're going a little different, like I said. We heading in a little bit of a different direction tonight. So I'm gonna let you ladies get up here and prove how wise y'all are. Just like the title says, wise women want it. I want y'all women to prove how wise y'all are on here tonight. All right? That's what we're doing. So, whatever you want to talk about, pull the trigger.
Okay. Well, I guess the thing is, when you told me originally the subject about female building, I think it's such a deep thing that needs to be spoken about more. Because I've just noticed that on female channels in general that I've been on, there isn't a lot of discussion about women as independents and individuals. There's a lot of discussion about relationships and how relationships are going wrong, and how to find that husband or how to get over heartbreak or something like that. And there's less focus on self and what do you need to do to get yourself to a position where you should even be thinking about men or dating or relationships. So when you said, is it that women, do we have logic, or are we just driven with emotion or whatever? I totally get why it is that men are under the impression that women don't think, they just feel, because in a lot of their interactions with women, that's what's going to come through loud and clear are those emotions. But underneath the emotions, which are a lot louder, there is a lot of thought, I think, and a lot of logic and a lot of reasoning that's going in, even if it seems illogical to men because it is sometimes driven by emotions. I think there is a lot of thought and a lot of things that are going into the female psyche these days. It's just there's so much extra psychological and emotional trauma that's kind of clouding the way that they're interacting and perceiving the world, that it's not being focused on.
So, do you believe? Let me ask you this, because you and I we talk quite often.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that women are too focused on um not necessarily men per se, but do you think that they're too focused on relationships as opposed to being focused on building their lives, enhancing their mentality, a better understanding of family and growing wealth and things of that nature? Do you think that women are too focused on the relationship that they may or may not have, as opposed to all those other things, that should work in conjunction with the relationship? You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
But do you think they're more focused on relationships as opposed to be focusing on, building your own wealth, having your own money, being independent, all that kind of stuff?
Right. Well, you know what? The thing is, which is sort of unfortunate, is that you actually do have a lot of women who are focusing on things like career and education and things like that. And they are waiting until after they've accomplished things to then get into the dating scene. And they haven't actually taken the time to develop uh, their ability to emotionally connect, I think, with people in a meaningful and I guess reasonable way sometimes. And they also haven't learned how to connect with themselves. So you get this thing where a lot of men are saying, what are women bringing to the table? They're telling you all about, their career and, their education and whatever, and they have no idea what actual traits that they have or what benefits there would be to someone dating them. So it's not that they're not focusing on, career and education and things like that. I think it's more that there is an imbalance where women are supposed to be. And it's funny, BGS just did a video on the animus and explaining, a complete woman. There's a balance between our emotions and our logic, and they should be playing with each other at every step. And I think that what women today have lost is the balance between the two. So they know how to be incredibly emotional and they know how to be overly logical, and they don't know how to make those two things work together to get them the things that they want and need.
Well, when you think, let's talk about you for a minute. Do you consider yourself to be a
Mm-hmm.
wise woman? Do you consider yourself to be wise?
I definitely would not consider myself to be wise. Um, I think that there's a peace and a stillness that comes with wisdom, and I don't think that I've quite reached to that level of peace and stillness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in an age and I think a mentality of more collaboration where I can recognize that I've gone through a lot in life. I experienced a lot in life. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've done a lot of learning from them, but I still have a lot more learning and growing to do.
Okay. Well put. Well, being that we have opened the door, this is what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to put the link in the chat. And right now, I only want women on this panel right now. For now. All right? I only want women on the panel. If you're a brother and you come on the panel, I'm going to kick your ass off, cuz I don't want no brothers on here till later. I want women on the panel right now, cuz we're going to get to the bottom of this wise women wanted thing, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to put that in the chat right now. Bam. There it is. So, whatever ladies want to come up on the panel, now's the time to get up on here and prove how wise you are. And I'll say again, we don't want to be talking about exes and your ex husband or your baby daddy. Nope. We don't want to talk about none of that crap. What I want to know is what goes on through your minds. I want to know what you think about. I want to know your worldview. I want to know what you think about finance. I want to know what you think about Donald Trump. I want to know, I want to hear some thought. There ain't gonna be no emotion up in here tonight because this ain't the Prophet of Emotion series. This is the Prophet of Thought series. And don't be forgetting that. So that's what I want y'all to do. Whatever ladies want to hop up on this panel and speak, now's the time. All right. I'll even go ahead and put it up in the chat again because, whatever ladies want to come up here and say something, now's the time. All right. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Get on up here, speak your case, talk what you think you know or what you really know. I want to hear it. I want to hear it tonight. All right. So, anyway, until people, shake their fear and come up on here or get themselves build up the nerve to come up on here. Um,
Mhm.
Many times, and the brothers that I deal with and the brothers that I know throughout the YouTube sector, we often talk about how women don't think and they feel. That's a pretty normal theme that everybody's used to hearing. But I beg to differ on that because I think that women do think. Okay. I believe that women do think.
Mhm.
Now, the question is what they think about. All right. My
Mhm.
problem, my problem is that just like we spoke of earlier, I think that a lot of times women are focused on the wrong things at times. I mean, because I have a woman and, every now and then I catch her focused on the wrong damn thing sometime, you know, and,
Mhm.
not to, toot my own horn, but sometimes I wonder, would she make some of the right decisions? Because my woman, she makes very good decisions, but I don't necessarily know if she would make those good decisions if I wasn't around. All right. I don't know
Mhm.
because being
Mhm.
that her and I are together, it she has to consider me and what I may think about what she's doing. So
Mhm.
she has to do like a double take. She can't just jump up and do things on impulse because she has someone else to consider. And
Mhm.
I think that that's a problem with a lot of our women, that a lot of them don't really have someone else to consider, you know, because women, I don't think women think um beyond today a lot of times. Not all of them. I don't think all of them are like that. But I think a lot of times what happens with women is they don't think, beyond today, the end of the week, or, they don't think beyond that. And they do a lot. I think they have a tendency to do a lot of things on impulse, you know, whether it be with the decisions that they make, far as, who they're dating, or, even when they think about, the educational path they want to take or not want to take, that kind of
Mhm.
thing. I think that they do a lot of things on impulse and they don't really think these things through, and they don't think about the outcomes, the outcomes, because the outcomes are very important. Outcome is very important. you know so a lot of times you have to vision outcome, and when you don't think about the outcomes, that will cause you to make a decision, knee jerk. You just jump off and do something, and you have no damn thought of what the outcome of that decision you made is going to be, because you don't care. You don't consider it. And that's something that men, we can't do that. We can't afford to not think of outcomes or end results or end game or bottom line. We can't think like that, because brothers that do think like that, they usually end up in jail, dead, or broke as hell. So
Mhm.
we're not allowed to think that way, but women have a tendency to think that way. And I think we actually give women a pass sometimes when we say, oh, they're not thinking, they're feeling. And a lot of times I think that that's BS, man. I think that they are thinking. It's just that they thinking the wrong shit. They're thinking the
Mhm.
wrong shit. I don't want to blame it totally on emotion, man, because I'm a true believer that that most of life isn't that emotional anyway. You know, most of life isn't that emotional, man. I mean, human interaction a lot of times is emotional, but the rest of the shit isn't.
Mhm.
Okay, the rest of the shit isn't. I mean, there's no emotion when you're filling out a job application. There's no emotion when you're sitting inside a damn class, inside a college class when you're on a university. There's no emotion when you're going to buy a damn car. So we can't just say everything is damn emotional when it comes to women. They got to do some thinking some damn time. You know, we can't give them that pass all the time, and I think that's something that we've done. We say, oh, they're just emotional. BS, BS,
Mhm.
BS. It just is. I don't care. I don't care who don't like it. It's BS because some of this stuff is not damn emotional. They be thinking these crazy thoughts. Okay, they don't be feeling them. They be thinking them, and I'm a true believer of that. Um, Now, oftentimes you hear brothers say, well, let me go ahead and say this. A lot of times, especially when you're talking about men meeting women, and you will hear brothers say that they don't care, how smart a woman is or how many degrees she got. And that has some truth to it. Okay. It does have some truth to it. But at the same time, a woman that is smart, or a woman that is wise, or a woman that is intelligent, and I'm not talking about schooling. Okay. I'm talking about a woman that's being educated. And my definition, let me tell you folks what my definition of becoming educated is. You become educated, not when you go to a university or a college or a trade school or wherever you go. Has nothing to do with universities or colleges. You become educated when you go from unconscious to conscious of your own ignorance about the world, about society, about people, places, and things. That's when you become educated. Now, you can be educated and schooled at the same time, because when you go to universities and colleges, your ass is just school. Because trust me, I know people who have masters, I know people who have associates, I know people who have PhDs, and these people ain't educated worth a shit. They're schooled, yeah, they're very well schooled, but they're not conscious of their own ignorance about
Mhm.
people, places, things, and life. Therefore, they are not educated. All right. And when I tell that to them, the first thing they say is, "Oh man, what are you talking about, X? I got a master's." Yeah, but you didn't even have the decency, the damn you didn't even have the damn decency or common sense to take off your damn hat when you walked in my house. You
Mhm.
understand? So a person can be schooled. Yeah, they can be schooled, but that doesn't mean they're educated. So I just want to make that distinction. Now my that's my opinion. That's what I think. I'm not telling y'all to think that, but that's my classification of being educated. So when I say that a woman is educated, meaning that she's conscious of her own ignorance about things, I think that is a very good thing in a woman. I think that's a very good quality in a woman, and not just a quality for a man to want to pick her as a mate, because that's not what we're really talking about tonight. I think it's a good quality in a woman as a person, period. Okay. Now, if she's also schooled as well, that's fine too. But when she's educated, what she will do is have a sense of honor about herself, integrity about herself, all right, some respect for herself. Therefore, she's going to have all of that for other people. She's going to deal with people with integrity, with honor, with respect. All that kind of stuff is going to happen. All right. Now, when
Mhm.
she lacks that, if she is that uneducated woman who is not conscious of her own ignorance about things in life, she's more prone to do stupid stuff. She's more prone to do that. And I don't give a damn where she went to school at. I don't care if she's got a high school diploma or a damn degree from Harvard. If she's not conscious of her own ignorance, she's still going to do stupid things. And that goes with anyone, not just women. Anyone who's uneducated is
Mhm.
going to do stupid stuff. All right, because they're not conscious of things. And I don't mean conscious, red, black, and green conscious, hotep conscious. I mean conscious, cognizant of your own actions and your own abilities and your own lack thereof of abilities, if need be. That's what I'm talking about. That consciousness is very important for anyone to have. And it's definitely important for a woman to have, because if she has that, she's set on a better path in life. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Because I'm a true believer that the more you know, the better off you're going to be. I mean, those are just the facts. You know, the more you know, the better off you're going to be. But like I said, tonight I wanted to get some women up here, and I wanted them to put their shit on the table. I want them to spill the brain cells on the stream. All right. But what's good, brother Samuels? I see you. What's good, man? Brother Samuels up in the house. I should bring old brother Samuels on right quick. Brother Sam, brother Samuels, you want to jump on, man? I'll make an exception for brother Samuels. Because I know he got some jewels to drop on this. You know?
Mhm.
Oh, Cat saying the link ain't working. Okay, let me see what's going on, Cats. Hold on, Cats. Let me do some finagling here. Did you have a problem with the link too, Classic Ruby? Did you have a problem with the link?
No, I was good with the link. It worked
Okay,
perfectly.
okay. I'm gonna put it in there again, Cats. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring old brother Samuels on too. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, brother Samuels, if you want to hop on.
Okay. If while we're waiting for him to come on, if I could just say something.
Absolutely. Pull the trigger,
Okay.
Classic One. Pull the trigger.
Okay, because I was listening and I totally agree with what you're saying. And I guess here we just differentiate it, and it's basically, do you have books smarts or street smarts, right? You know, you can be as, informed as you want to be on calculus or on business management or on marketing, but if you don't have street smarts, there's no way that you're going to get ahead. And so I was thinking about that, and I was like, it's not even the problem is that, first of all, the way that women are planning and thinking ahead and thinking about things, the things that they're focusing on are entirely different oftentimes than the things that men would focus on. And this is why, and I mean, that's by design, because when you have a man and woman come together, in a union, I mean, functional ones, mind you, but you have a man and woman come together, you guys need to have the same plan kind of as far as where you want your lives to go, but it makes sense that men would be focused on category A and the women would be focused on category B. And so combined together, you guys are making a complete story or a complete life, and everyone kind of has their roles. So I think that where the emotionality comes in, it's not so much a woman could be incredibly street smart. She could be incredibly book smart. She could be educated, know exactly what she's about to do is wrong. The problem is that they lack emotional self-control. They lack emotional discipline, and they lack emotional growth. So what ends up happening is when they have a feeling that starts, I guess, it comes into their consciousness, and that starts to control their thoughts. And it starts to derail their thought processes, and ultimately they're no longer considering the consequences of their actions, or they are dismissing them as being something either irrelevant or something they can get around, et cetera, et cetera. But it all becomes irrelevant to this one new goal that they've now created around this incredibly to them emotion. And so they now act on impulse, even if it takes 6 to 8 months to finish this plan. But at the end of the day, it's still really impulsive because it's not thought through. It's not planned out. It is all about vengeance, or it's all about getting revenge, or fixing some wrong that they feel has been done to them. So that,
Mm.
and this is where I said they've spent all their time focusing on, oh, well, I'm going to get an education, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. And they're not focusing on emotional development, because emotional development is really important. And it's something, especially for women, that we really have to learn towards the end of puberty to the start of, I guess, your 20s, where you have to learn how to control your emotions and put them in check. You have to learn that just because this person hurt your feelings, like, you're no longer in high school. You don't have to get them back or tear them down too, and whatever. Like, that's not the way real adult life works, and it's not going to be beneficial to you. But if you aren't making those strides and you aren't putting your focus on that, because I know for me at least, it's something that I went through on a lot of different levels, where there was a lot of focus on my respect and my reputation and whatever. So when I wanted to change who I was, and someone would come in and almost question who I used to be. Oh, you never used to be able to fight. Come on, I look at you, you're pretty. And it used to be the thing that I would do, where I would then fight someone almost to prove that I could. I
Mm.
needed to prove to you that I wasn't weak. I needed to prove to this person that I was actually smart. I needed to prove to that person, whatever. And it was so impulsive, and it was so stupid, and it could have entirely destroyed everything that I was trying to build, including my own self development. But it was like I wasn't thinking about any of that. It was really in the moment of, you hurt my feelings, or you insulted me, or you're not showing me the respect I used to get when I used to be that person. So I'm going to show you I can be that person. Instead of saying I'm no longer that person, someone saying, well, I don't believe you ever were, and you saying, oh, well, I don't care what you believe, and then being able to move forward from that. And that actually takes a lot of time and a lot of discipline, and a lot of, almost like locking yourself into a corner and beating yourself down and saying, no, you are not going to respond. You are not going to react. You are not going to. And you know what? The world isn't going to explode. And it takes you several times of doing that to realize that it's okay. The world didn't explode. Everyone's not laughing at you. People aren't clowning you behind your back or calling you this, that, or the next thing because you didn't react. Because that's what you think mentally in your mind. So you're right. At no point is this just an emotional thing. There are a lot of thoughts and words that are going into this. They're driven by emotions. But there's a lot of negative self-talk, and a lot of negative thought in general that's coming into play, and creating these kind of cycles that women are falling into. And unless they actually take a conscious decision, if they didn't do this the natural way that you're supposed to do it as you progress, for you to be in your adulthood and kind of set in these things, it takes a lot of conscious work and dedication for you to be able to break these cycles.
I agree. I agree. Everybody's saying that they having problems with the link. Just sent the link to your email. See if you
Mm-hmm.
can get through to it through your email. Cats, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Cause Classic Ruby said nothing happened when she came in on it. So I don't know
Do you
what's
want me to just send how it came through to me?
yeah, go ahead, put it in the chat, Classic One. Maybe something's going on with my I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to explain it. Let's go ahead and put it in the chat form. You know.
Okay.
There y'all go. Bam.
No, sometimes you'll just have to send the email. You have to just email it.
Oh, what's good, Brother Samuels?
What's going on? Sometimes if you try to do a hangout directly from the YouTube platform, uh,
Mm-hmm.
people on iPhones, you'll typically have to email them the link. There's something wrong in the meta tagging.
Okay. Okay.
So
So what's good with you, brother?
nothing. I was actually getting set up to do my live stream at 10.
Okay.
Uh, and
Okay.
then I saw your topic. I was like, oh, it's popped on over. So how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm
Doing
good.
good.
I'm cool.
Cool.
Oh, I
So
see my girl Lady Ming up in the chat. What's good, Lady Ming? Come on up on here. We trying to get this woman's panel up here tonight. Get on up on here, girl.
So what are
Get
we
on
talking?
up on here.
What are we talking about?
Wise women want it.
Huh, boy. Well, I laugh because last week I did what high value men want from women, and that was a smoker. And I'm doing part 2 tonight. High value
Okay.
men in marriage and why they don't want your kind.
Okay.
Uh, um, and yeah, wise women would definitely be wise women are needed because I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of these women are starting to really don't get what men are simply saying. Uh, when a guy has his head on straight and he finally hits that direction and has a path, and a whole lot of negotiating back and forth to that man. You're either gonna get on board with this program or you're not. He's not gonna sit around and wait a lot to be questioned and go through all these metaphysical activities with you. It's just it's just not gonna happen. And I think that's a real change for a lot of women because westernized society, civilization has told women that your feelings are valid. We need to sit down and have a cup of coffee and hash it out. And that worked well in our earlier in life. But around this point where guys are really starting to make their minds up, not many conversations to be had.
Yep. And see, as I was saying earlier, I mean, a woman can be schooled, she can, I don't know, she could have went to Harvard or Yale or MIT or wherever the hell they go. And
Mm-hmm.
she can still be uneducated as hell. She can still
Very
lack
much so.
common sense. She can still lack common civility. She can still lack integrity. All that stuff could be lacking. I mean, just because you got this big fancy degree, that don't mean shit. Because I said earlier, I know a few people who got masters and PhD, and they uneducated as hell, man. They don't even know basic civility, man. They don't even have basic common sense.
I think it actually makes it worse. I'm a highly educated brother. And some of the worst women I've dealt with are the ones with multiple initials behind their names and plaques on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
because we live in a country to where women have been told you're equal to men,
Mm-hmm.
and women are approaching men trying to talk to us and show us their resume. I don't give a damn about your resume. I don't care about your accomplishments. And if you can be fine and you can be fine as frogs here and be on fries at McDonald's. If you talk to me the right way, we can do something. You can be making 1.5 million like a woman I know, an attorney in Houston, and I didn't want to go on a date with her
Mm.
because I knew what it was going to be. And that is twisting a lot of women up. And the reason I say it's the problem a lot of times with women with more education is because they try to make it an actual logical conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to negotiate with my manhood. It is what it is.
Exactly. Who is that who just popped up on here?
Ming
Hey guys, it's
Nicole.
Ming.
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
Lady
girl.
Ming? What's
Oh
good?
my God.
Hey,
Hey,
how
man,
do
Chilling.
I put my picture up so you guys can't see me?
Oh,
you're
you
up.
want,
It's up there
there you
now.
It's
go.
up
It's up
there.
there. It's up there.
It's up there.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
do it
It's
back.
up there.
Flip it back. Now you back. Now your
Oh
picture's up.
crap.
There
No,
you
okay,
go.
your
Oh, you're
picture's up
good.
now.
All you gotta
So
do is kill your camera. That's all.
she got a skiwi picture up.
Ah,
Yeah.
ha, ha.
Am I still
Now
in
this
it?
is this is
Well,
that's a perfect lead in.
Yeah,
I
you're.
remember back in school, there used to be there were the deltas and the AKAs.
mhm,
And we had all of them at OU, but I always gravitated more towards the AKAs. And I had a lot of deltas ask me, why do so many men cape or cut for the AKAs so much? I mean, what's wrong with Delta? And I used to say this to Delta's faces: you're all equally accomplished. You're on the paper, you're the same. You're all go-getters, want something out of the world, such and so forth. Like it's just the women in pink and green tend to carry it like ladies. Y'all carry it like damn near like
Why,
cues.
thank you.
And they
Thank you. I'm
got
married
paid.
to a Q.
Well, see, but and that's funny. Here's the thing, and femininity will always win out.
In the long run, always, always gonna win out. It's gonna beat all that other crap. It's gonna beat your degree and your black belt in karate and all that.
Man,
It's gonna beat all that. It just is. I mean,
yeah.
you know,
Remember the
it just
TV show
is.
Rock? The TV show Rock, where he was a garbage man and his wife was a nurse.
Hmm.
That was the forerunner to all to black men being blue collar and white and black women being white collar. But unfortunately, as I've seen a lot in the last 30 days, man, when BTS dropped that video on the myth of white womanhood with that James Earl Jones thing, I'm
Hmm.
just seeing a virtual, excuse but crap storm of deep seated feelings. And the bottom line is this: the contempt that black women hold for black men. I don't even think they fully understand it, but we're starting to wake up and see it a heck of a lot more.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, I think it's always been there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's been there for at least a half a century, if not longer. I mean, it's been there a while. So I don't know if they. Well, there's this competition to see, I guess, who will be more accepted by white power structure, white society. I don't know. um but it's a competition that's not necessary, because at the end of the day, the power structure doesn't really give a damn about any of us. They marginalize and ostracize and criminalize black men, and all they do is use black women. So it's not like they give a damn about either one of us. So the last thing we should be doing is competing for accolades granted by the American power structure. But,
Think
but yeah.
think of it like this. You ever know those? Okay, black men have always been crapped on. We know that. So go back to high school. You always knew the girl who was the school hoe.
Hmm.
Everybody knew who she was. She was
Hmm.
cool with her reputation, and if you wanted to get down with Risa, you got down with Risa. It was everybody knew. Risa didn't try to be nothing, and but she didn't try to be the high school prom queen either. She wasn't up or down. She just knew her part. But imagine you've been one way, uh, you've been put up on this pedestal above Risa. Then you go to a party and you get a train ran on you.
Hmm.
Uh, you don't want people, and then you try to, and you do it because you think these people like you. You're better than Risa, so you let these people run a train on you. Then they turn around and laugh in your face, and they're gonna turn around and tell everybody you just like Risa. You're gonna fight to hold that little bit of fake prestige you had because at the end you thought you were better than her, better than Risa. Black women have been put on the path for so long to be you're the head of the community, you're the head of the household, you're a strong black woman. They've been fed a bunch of bull for the longest, and black men realize we took that L in slavery. We've been taking L's for the longest. Black women are having to face the L
Hmm. They got to
now.
take it
The
on.
L,
They
yeah,
got
they're
to
having to
take it
take
on the
that
chin.
L.
Yep,
Yeah,
got to take it on the
and we're
chin.
and we're conditioned to taking that L. Women in general, black women in particular, are, don't take L's.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, a white woman, Hispanic woman, Asian, or other woman can get past it. Black women can't because sexual marketplace value. They can talk about swirling and all stuff they want. At the end of the day, I, I'm sorry. You may be able to get some D by another man, but don't nobody want to marry a black woman in general except a black man.
That's right. That's right. That's right. God damn it. That's right. And what's up, cats? I see you. What's going on,
Hey,
lady? What's up?
finally got on. How are y'all tonight?
Good, good. I'm good. I figured
Good.
I I figured I have a panel of ladies up here. I made the exception for Brother Samuels, because that's my man right there. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I figure I get a panel of ladies up here tonight. What's up, Lady Cheryl? You want a piece of this? Come on up on here, girl. I want to get some ladies up on this panel tonight. We're gonna fill this panel up with y'all.
Yeah,
We're
let
gonna
them
fill
come
it
on.
up.
Let them come on
Come on.
in. What I'm trying to do on my channel is actually make a safer space for black women, for women in general, black women in particular. I mean, I'm a red pill man. I am not MGTOW.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we have to get to a point where we start having these conversations.
Absolutely.
Um, Over Thanksgiving, BGS's video was a catalyst for about a 3.5, almost 4 hour long discussion about the black community and everything else. We, I mean, because here's the thing: with automation coming, you know, we have been replaced as the preferable minority in this country. That's Hispanics. They don't. No one has to listen to us. We are it. We're at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Richard Pryor had a skit, The Wino and the Junkie. It was funny when you listen to the skit, but then you had to. But if you driving by in the car, both of them were homeless. That's where
Yeah.
we're at right now. And it's like the wino used to try to think he was better than the junkie because the junkie was shooting the heroin and vice versa. And everybody just keep passing both of them by.
Yeah, we gotta. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me put a little disclaimer out. Okay, if you're listening to this now or you're listening to it on the playback, let us be clear, because y'all already know X never placates the women. X ain't a simp for women. X don't kiss women's ass. If y'all been following the Popular Thought series, y'all already know how X get down. So don't even try it with that old nonsense. But what I am trying to do is I'm basically, and I'll say this again, this is like the third time I'm saying this tonight. What I'm doing is I'm letting women come on this panel and plead their case, and not necessarily plead their case as it relates to mating or relationships or any of that stuff. I want women to come on here and prove that they aren't as emotional as they have been described to be. Um, that they may even prove that maybe they are more intelligent than we think they are. That's what this is for. This
Hamburger.
isn't this isn't to simp for your asses, okay? This isn't to placate to you, because I tell y'all women out there right now, I don't give a damn about your damn vagina, cause see, I got one in my house. So I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about your vagina. All right, because I got one in here right now that if I want to see it, I could see it right now. So I don't give a damn about none of that vagina monologue crap. I just don't. I don't care about none of that. What I want to know is what's going on between your ears, not what's going on between your legs. Okay. So I just want to put that out there. All right. So when you come on here, I want to know what's going on between your ears, not what's going on between your legs. Capiche? All
Yeah.
right. Continue, brothers. Continue, brother
No. I
Sanders.
really want to hear. I want to hear some. I want to hear what's on women's mind. Honestly.
Yes. I want to know what's going on in their heads. I keep telling them to come on. I keep putting the link in the chat.
Well, I
I
would
keep
like to
putting.
know from the ladies that have gotten on so far, I would like to know what their experiences were with both their mother and their grandmothers. And I'm going to explain why. Because I think that there's a lot of focus on, mothers and how they are currently as mothers, young girls or, but there's not a lot of focus on the effect that our mothers and grandmothers are having like on us as individuals, both as we've grown up and then, supporting who we are now. So what I would like to know from, I guess it's Katz and Ming currently on the panel now is what was their experience like with their mothers and grandmothers and, to bring them to where they are now, where they are here and they are listening and learning, etc.
Okay, well, I'm from the south side of Chicago, Inglewood. My mother and dad, they were married and then they got divorced. When I was about 12 or 13, my mother actually got on crack. She worked
Oh,
for the post office, and thankfully she did because, those government jobs, they're not so quick to fire you. They have to send you through rehab and a whole bunch of things before they just let you go. So at about 12 to probably about my 17, 18, she was on crack and she's been clean since I was 18 and I'm 38.
okay.
As a result, I have a 22-year-old daughter. So you could do the math and see that I had her at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Even though I did have her at 16, I still went to college. My daughter has sickle cell anemia. So
Oh,
as a result, yeah, she does. I went away to school about 4 hours away, just down in Southern Illinois in Edwardsville. So I went back and forth while my daughter stayed in Chicago with my mom because she was sick, because she had a disease.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Um, Me and my mother's relationship was very tumultuous as a result because I had a lot of anger about the things I went through. Having a parent, with a drug addiction or alcoholism is really tough. But
Mhm.
as a result, she made me very tough. Her and I right now, we have a great, awesome relationship.
Oh, good.
Because I woke up, but I had to wake up one day and I said, you know what? I forgive you. I called her and I said, you know what? I forgive you. I I no longer require you to continually apologize or explain. I forgive you. And after I let that go, our relationship has been great. My
Wow.
grandmother and my grandfather were married until he passed a few years ago at 80 years old. So they were married almost 50 years, 50 plus.
Wow.
And my mom, she has four brothers and sisters. So they were raised in a two-parent household. My grandfather worked at the post office. I come from a post office Air Force family because that's what he
Okay.
learned, go to the post office, get you a good job, so on and so
Mm-hmm.
forth. So, with me, I was the first person on my mother's side of the family to actually even go to college because that's not what they instilled. But I knew as a young girl, as Claire Huxtable being a role model, because that's about all I had, I needed to get the hell up out of Inglewood.
Mhm.
so, but what I did see my mother do, which I did, was she laid a proper foundation. So when she went through a tough time, it never broke. She retired
Wow.
from the post office. And I told my husband that we recently just had a conversation because when he and I got together, I already owned my condo. I had an $80,000 job, company car, everything before I got laid off in 2009. So I'm a very strong, independent woman, and having a husband trying to then assert his dominance as he should, I had a really tough time with that, guys. I mean, a really tough time. hmm I did. I mean, I'm talking about crying time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. And he helped me realize. He said that's because of the what my mother showed me. No, even though when she went through her crack addiction, she owned her home. She had a government job. Any man that came in her life, they moved into our house. It was always our stuff.
Right.
And so, right now we're buying a house. We close on Friday. And I told him, I'm really glad we're moving into a home that you're buying for us so that I can break this generational curse of overstanding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because because when we would get into it or an argument, it's still my house. I owned this place for 10 years. I've been here 10 years.
Mm.
Yep.
So I'm really happy and looking forward to
That
us
hurt my
moving in.
feelings that you said it.
Why?
Mhm.
Why did it hurt my feelings to hear you say that?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm a man, and you said one of my buzzwords: strong, independent, blank. When I go on a date, if I hear that more than three times, you see a trail like the Roadrunner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't put up with that because it's a harbinger of things to come.
Mm-hmm.
And again, men don't like women's resumes. You had a car, congratulations, you got to drive. You had a
Mm-hmm.
job, congratulations, you had to drive. You had a house, congratulations, you had to
Mm-hmm.
live.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I've said in my broadcast last week, if you want a high value man, you can never take a shot at him.
I
You can never
100%
you can,
agree.
and then and the biggest shot you take at a man is his castle. If it was
Mm-hmm.
my home, my car, a man can't even have a castle. So yeah, it hurts. It hurts to hear that, even though it's a reality. And here's the thing: it also is a fear that a lot of men have too. A lot of men
Mm-hmm.
will say, "I'm not going to deal with that," because the first time something go wrong, I cooked the eggs the wrong way, the light bill ain't due, she don't have an orgasm. I'm gonna have to hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When I finally changed and stopped being this, mighty woman, I could do everything, I don't need anything, is when I did get laid off in 2009 from that $80,000 a year job where my identity was tied to what I
Mm-hmm.
did for a living.
Right.
That's it.
When I lost that, guys, I have locks right now. My hair is down the middle of my back, and that's how long my hair was with a weave. I did the big chop, and I kind of had a come to Jesus moment. I almost felt like I was having a nervous breakdown because I didn't have an identity anymore. I
Right.
didn't know who I was. That's when I went back and got my master's, my real estate license, throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, to try to
Wow.
figure it out. But I finally figured out that I was looking at it wrong. You know what I mean? I'm looking at this totally wrong. And I shocked him the other day when I told him, we're not equal. We were having a little heated discussion. And I was like, we're not equal. He thought I was being, funny. And I said, no, we're not. And it really
Mm-hmm.
shocks him when I come at him with that type of conversation because most women don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, we
Wow.
needed us to move out of this condo into a home that you bought, that your name is on the home, everything is what you've done so that our marriage could survive because the way it's standing right now, we're going nowhere fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to break that.
Well, in 2008, so I got married in 2008. That's when we had the great economic collapse. You
Mm-hmm.
said my marriage went just the opposite direction. I was I'm not going to belabor my story, but the point of being able to live according to your husband's standard, regardless as to what you make, would help a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people. If you making 80 and he's making 40, you live at 40
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you're not undercutting his manhood.
Mm-hmm.
Our grandparents had that just fine. My grandmother always out earned my grandfather, but she never took the big piece of chicken. She never
Mm-hmm.
took that away from him, and it was never negotiable. Never. Um, and sadly, one of the things I'm going to talk about on my stream, I'm probably not going to do it tonight because we were going to go on, is look, when a man does reach his standing, high value does not necessarily mean high earning.
Mm-hmm.
High value just means a high man valuation. When a man finally reaches his own, he got the high joker in his hand. He is
Mm-hmm.
not going to negotiate, and he doesn't have to. So all the tactics that women have used up until that point, when you had the high joker being your youth, your
Mm-hmm.
beauty,
Mm-hmm.
your body, and then the things you value, cool. When a man is seeking for himself, that may seem comfortable. But when he steps into his own, he got the high joker. And he gonna cut every book you have.
Mm-hmm.
And if you try to buck, you're gonna have to you're gonna end up reneging. You know how that is. How many books you call? Uh-huh. That's what a lot of people end up doing. It's like, nah, nigga, you renege. And then instead of just taking that L and saying, okay, brother got the high joker, we plan on his plan, and falling back into what your natural role is and letting your femininity finally start to get some sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women would rather renege and try to rejigger the rules. I'm going in very deep on that point, and that shit gonna hurt. And I'm gonna pour alcohol and salt all up in that thing.
Uh-huh.
I
Well,
like that. Let your femininity have sunlight because I feel like that's exactly what ended up happening.
let me
Mm-hmm.
ask
And
you
then because
ladies
we,
something. Let me ask you. Let me ask you ladies on something. I want some more ladies to jump up on here too, because I see y'all in the chat room. Y'all scared to get up on this panel. I'm not going. I'm not going to stop saying it. Let me ask you ladies something, because I know every lady that's sitting on the panel right now. I know you're older than say 19, 20 years old. Now, when you ladies were that age, like graduating high school, if you went to college, graduated college, or before college, or when you were a teenager, did you ladies think about the future? Like, did you think future? Did you think, well, by the time I'm 35, 40, I'm going to have my master's. I'm going to have my associates. I'm going to have my whatever. I'm going to have a husband. I'm going to have children. I'm going to own a house. Do women are women prone to think about the future? Do they think about the future?
Well, I know for me at least, like at that age, like I didn't graduate high school. And like I went from having a really kind of sheltered life almost where, my parents really loved me. I speak a lot about my formative years and how much my parents loved me and were there for me because they were. And then it was almost like they made an agreement with each other. And suddenly at 15, I just didn't have parents. I just didn't have people who cared about me. And I was kind of left in the dust. And that was like a 10-year period of my life. So I slowly but surely kind of, I stopped being a good person in general. Like I stopped going to school. I stopped being in band. I stopped anything. I started drinking a lot, and I started focusing a lot on what should have been my future and what should have been my life and what everyone else had other than me. And I was mostly focused on the now and the trauma that I had gone through that I hadn't healed from, and on the past and how unfair it was. There's just a large sense of injustice for me. So it wasn't until I was able to heal my trauma and everything I had gone through in my early to mid 20s. And even when I first started going to college, I applied as a mature student, and no one believed that I was going to do anything with it. And so, I had to actually believe myself that I was going to do it. And it wasn't until my second semester of my second year, literally, that everyone with perfect GPA throughout, that everyone started saying, oh, maybe she's, something else is happening. But, when I had started that and I started going to school, I was only thinking about what my future career was going to be. I already took it for granted that I was going to be marrying my ex-boyfriend at the time and whatever. But like, as far as how to make the future happen, like, how was I going to become a psychologist? Like really what the things you need to do, or how was I going to, how are we going to get married? How are we going to pay for a wedding? How are we going to get a house? How are we going to have those children? It wasn't, there was no concrete planning. It was all
Breathe,
a concept.
breathe.
There was this concept of what I was going to have in the future, and it was just going to need to materialize and happen somehow, because I had no way of
Breathe,
really, I
classic
wasn't
Ruby.
setting
Breathe,
plans.
He
breathe,
said,
breathe.
Oh, sorry, am I
wow.
talking?
See,
Brother
okay, see,
Sanders,
this
wow.
is okay. And I laugh because I've been in so much relationship counseling. I've been through, I've counseled, I've been in so much counseling, and on the playback, what you hear is the disconnect between men and women.
Mm,
Uh, and this is no dig, Ruby, but he just asked a yes
mm.
or no question. You talk for 5 minutes. I can't keep up with. I'm lost.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry. I thought that
no,
that was the
no,
point of this panel.
no, but it's just that's the point. That's not. See, hold up. It's not a dig. I just said he just asked a yes or no question. It's a point of the panel is so we have a discussion. There are other people on the panel too, and I'm trying to hear what you're saying. So I can't even respond, and I can't tell you that without you seeming like you got an attitude.
No, I really thought that the point of the panel was, that question was kind of like a jump off for me to share my perspective, and what that elicited from me. That's what I really thought it was. I didn't think it was a yes or no. So I apologize if that's what it was supposed to be.
Well, we're not going to hold it against you, Classic
No,
Ruby.
no, no, no. It's just
We're
that
not going to hold it
no,
against
it's
you.
not. It's not. It's not like Robert's rules of order and that. And we're holding a debate. It's just that it's you, me, Cats, him, and me, and I'm trying to hear everything you say. And you said something up front, two or three thoughts into it. I'm like, what she said the first time. So I'm losing things. That's what I'm saying to you. I can't keep up with everything.
Okay, sorry.
No problem.
It's all good. It's all good. You one of the returning champions up on the old TPOT game here. So. but
Mhm.
but basically what I was asking, do women think, about the future? I guess Cats or Lady Ming, one of y'all can chime in if you want.
I'll I'll answer. So at 19 years old, I was I don't really think I was thinking about my future that much. I was really trying to be honest, I was trying to keep up with the Joneses
Mm,
because like I went to this high school where they had the international baccalaureate program, and everybody else seemed so much smarter than me, and well, I thought they were smarter than me. And I always just felt insecure about whether or not I was smart. So I was all like, well, I'm gonna go to Loyola, and that was it. Now, luckily, I was only one semester in before I realized I made a big mistake and was going to school for a degree that really wasn't going to be worth anything. And, I would get myself in a bunch of debt and all that. So, I kind of just stopped, went to work for a little while, you know. Yeah, I'm basically been working ever since. But yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I gave a lot of thought to my future. You heard my background. That's all I thought about was my future.
Yeah. I was going to say I could have guessed that one.
Yes, I did. And it's my future. It's not what I thought. I was intending to go to like law school. I didn't even want to get married. I was doing some straight independent stuff. And now I quit my job in September because my husband was promoted and I have two little boys, 5 and 4. I did not
Ooh,
have any more
mercy.
children.
5 and
Yeah,
4.
17 years support. Yeah, 5 and 4. So now I'm doing a stay at home mom thing because my husband travels. This is not what I envisioned 20, 25, 30 years ago. Not at all. But this is better than what I envisioned.
Okay. And how about you? I see Lady Kendra done jumped on. Same question to you. When you were young, 18, 19, 20, did you think future?
I always thought future. I just felt like it would be bleak. It was a big question mark for me because me and Ming's background not the same, but we got caught in the whole drug epidemic. Your mom's a crackhead. I'm from
Mm-hmm.
Chicago too, by the way.
Mm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so got caught up in that. I'm not gonna get too deep into that whole situation, but yes, I did think always about my future. I thought more so, I was trying to make decisions based more on what I didn't want to happen rather than what I did want to happen because I didn't quite know what I wanted, but I was very definite on what I didn't want, if
Hmm.
that makes any sense to anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes perfect
perfect
sense.
sense.
A
Yeah,
lot of sense.
Makes
yeah.
perfect sense. Um, well, I'm gonna go to the next round of questioning, if y'all don't mind. Not that this is a game show or anything, but I'm going to go to the next round of questioning for you ladies because I want to hear this. I want to hear these answers. All right, so I want to know, as far as you ladies go, how come? Well, wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. Why? Why do women like yourselves? Because I assume the ladies that are on this panel are decent women. I assume most of the ladies on this panel are probably married, mothers, are stable in their careers or their home life or whatever the case may be, because I know those are the type of women that listen to me. I don't have a lot of thoughts and hood harlots that follow me. They just they don't find any, they don't get any oxygen on this channel. So I know whatever ladies that listen to me, y'all are ladies that are stable within your own lives, whatever that station in life may be for y'all. So with that, I want to know, how come ladies like yourselves, how come you ladies don't speak out a little more when it comes to, the thoughts that are amongst you, the harlots that are amongst you? It's almost as if women have a tendency to show solidarity with the best of you, show solidarity with the worst of you, if y'all can understand what I'm saying. The best of you, y'all have a tendency to show solidarity with the worst of you. And I'd like to know why. And if that applies to you, because that may not even apply to anybody on this panel. But if it does, please explain it.
Hmm.
That
Can
is
I
an
answer?
awesome question. Does anyone mind? Oh, you want to take that one, Cash? Go ahead.
Go ahead. You first.
Okay.
You spoke up. You spoke up first. Go ahead, Lady Kendra. You spoke up first. Go ahead.
I can see where that question comes from, it does appear that the so-called higher echelon of black women still cape for black female effery. I'll try to watch my language here. Um, they still like to cape for it. And I say so-called higher echelon because a lot of times what black women think is higher echelon isn't higher echelon just because, and just like what you guys are talking about just a little bit before I jumped on, getting a college education, a degree, a job, a car, that has no bearing on who you are as a person. Some of the most ridiculous and evil people are some of the richest people in the world. So it has nothing to do with anything. But I still understand that question. For me personally, I am introverted. I don't really have a circle, especially a female. My circle literally consists of my husband, my sister, my eldest brother, and my father, literally. So when it comes to my interaction with other women, it is extremely limited. And it's limited because they don't like me because I am a straight shooter and I don't sugarcoat or cater to effery. I just don't do it. Um, but I have in the past had to pull a few coattails from people who were around me for more than a few minutes. And I'll tell you this, brothers, women get the same reaction from black women that you do. When we
Oh
try to
yeah.
pull their coattail, that
Mm-hmm.
defense goes way up. And it's even worse a little bit because if they almost view it as a betrayal
Mm-hmm.
that you are not in solidarity actually and on their side, whether they're right or wrong. I've never been a person to ride with you whether you're right or wrong. I don't care who you are. Because if you were
Mm-hmm.
wrong, I'm not riding with you. If you're wrong, I'm not riding. I'm gonna call you to the carpet about it. This is messed up right here. I'm not rolling with that. Don't co-sign that. Don't put my name on that piece of paper because that piece of paper is not kosher. All right. And when you do that, this is why I drop friends because I don't want to talk to you anymore because you can't come and talk to me about all the crazy stuff that you do with your husband and the crazy stuff that you say to your kids because I'm disgusted by it. And so I'm gonna let you know I'm disgusted. So therefore, the friendship end real quick because you're just not gonna drag me into that conversation. I'm gonna hear you out. I'm gonna let you get it all out on the table, and then I'm gonna read you from the front to the back, and then our friendship's gonna be over, and don't call me no more.
Okay, so
But I do think
no
one more
solid,
thing that I
no
do.
solidarity with hoes, right? No solidarity with
No,
them.
no, I don't show solidarity with them, but I do think in the matter of speaking out, I find that there's more of a need. So my introversion, it might have to take a back seat because I do kind of want to start a YouTube video channel, and I don't know how effective that's going to be. I don't know if I'm going to grow that channel or what would become of it, but I do think some black female voice has to speak to the sisters, not in a way that that they're being coddled in the BS though, because I do see some black women will quote unquote call other black women out, but there's an underlying of coddling that goes with that, and a whole lot of empathy that borderlines on co-signing.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Um,
Next.
to piggyback on what Kendra just said, because this is a perfect segue. If you go to my page and see my banner, you'll see that Broke Girls. It's all choppy because I don't know what the hell I'm doing with YouTube yet. But I'm actually in process of trying to build my own nonprofit called Broke Girls, which is an acronym for boldly reaching out and keeping engaged. Um, I want to do mentoring, education like literacy training and financial training and tutoring and workshops. So I'm actually in process of building that right now. My group of the demographic I'm trying to reach is like 13 to 30, and I'm going low because, like I said, I got pregnant at 16. Well, really 15. I had a baby at 16. And a lot of what I learned in the world, I learned on my own from the world because I didn't have a good role model to look up to in terms of what to do. Nobody told me how to balance a checkbook. Nobody told me about financial aid. Nobody told me anything. It was all trial and error for me. So I'm actually trying to get that voice out there, and I'm trying to start my YouTube channel. Me and Classic Ruby have talked about this before. I mentioned it to her, and she's been very supportive and telling me, go ahead, get out there and talk. So I'm actually trying to do that because I really have a heart for those young girls because I'm sorry, it really affects me because I was that girl. And if I didn't
Are,
have
are you
something
getting
in
are you getting
emotional,
emotional on here?
a
Are you getting emotional?
little bit. I'm not crying, but it
I,
really means a lot to me.
lem-
When I came back and I moved, I went to college and I lived in Boston for 5 years and then I came back. So I was gone for about 10. And some of them girls were still there. They got more children, raising more, thoughts and everything else. They didn't have a way out, and I wish somebody could have told me you could do better for yourself. You don't have to just look at it that way. You don't, this is what you can do. Yes, you have a child. I understand that, but let's see how we can make this child work for you. Because I had a child, I got a full ride to college. I was an independent student. Some of the tricks that people just don't know. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about banking. Let's talk about saving and financial literacy. So right now in the background, I'm schooling myself and planning my work, and I'm working my plan. um,
got it.
what I've decided to do, because this is a big undertaking, I'm still in the process of building my board and things like that. I've decided to, once we move in the house, to get my camera and take you on the journey with me as I build. And maybe that can be inspiring.
Okay.
So I'm not a thought sympathizer, but I definitely understand how you became a thought.
Okay.
I get it.
So you have a minimal bit of solidarity with hoes. I mean,
A minimal, because I understand being young how you get preyed on. I went to Kenwood High School, so I know some of the girls R. Kelly was messing with at that time. You know what I mean?
mm,
And I know how. I mean, I remember standing in line my sophomore year, and this girl telling me while we're getting our IDs how she slept with R. Kelly the whole summer. Where I'm like, what, 15? Come on. So I do a little bit. If your home is bad and you don't have anywhere to go, the streets will embrace you.
mm,
But then, where do they take you? You know what I'm saying?
hmm.
So a little bit I do.
Okay, classic one. What about you? Do you also share this solidarity with hoes and hood harlots and heifers?
Hollets and
Well,
heifers.
I think realistically that it comes down to, and I think Ming just kind of highlighted that you have solidarity with women that you see either fully yourself or a little bit of yourself in. So for me, being the girl that wasn't ever a hoe, like I didn't sleep around, so all of my friends and the people that I kept, in touch with kind of saw that type of behavior in a negative way, right? So I didn't know that there was like, a whole bunch of girls who thought differently. So I can't sympathize with them because I didn't do it, right? And really, even though my mom was a teen mom, she didn't either, right? She was with her long-standing boyfriend of years, and they had a slip up. So I think the girls that are gonna say, "Yeah, I sympathize," well, they see a piece of themselves in that, and so they can understand how that girl, maybe they didn't become a hoe, maybe she, pulled herself up, but she can see the fork in the road that girl got to, and chose the thought road instead of this, or didn't have this encouragement, and so they did this, right? So I think that's really where this sympathizing comes from.
Mm. Cats, solidarity with hoes or no?
No. Um, so like Kendra, I'm introverted and I do um I do find confrontation like scary. So like if the reason why, well, let me get this straight. I wouldn't openly call it. I used to not openly call it out a lot because I was just afraid that a bunch of people were gonna, you know, bully me into just conceding to, okay, well, fine, it's okay for you to sleep with a bunch of different guys. I don't want to even have to lead down that road to even have to, say something like that. So I would just think, well, maybe if I ignore them, maybe they'll just go away. But that's further from the truth. So now, like when I'm on like the BGS hangouts, I'll sit up there. I'll be like, no, I don't think what Nicki Minaj taking a picture with herself doing nasty things. I don't think that's cool. I don't think single motherhood is cool. I don't think any of that is cool. But it's definitely hard. And another thing is that like I have a younger cousin, right? And she'll sympathize with hoes, and I'm trying to figure out where she got that from because she's 15 years old. And I'll try to break it down to her why she shouldn't be, you know, saying certain things or doing certain things, and it just will not get through to her. So I'm often wondering whether or not it's effective. Like, are Black women done in America? Like, that's kind of where I'm starting to lean in my mind. And, it's depressing, but, you know, it's like nobody in amongst Black women, like a lot of these women don't want to do better. And I just don't know what I could say or do to help them.
I think Kendra had what I think is going to be the beginning of a solution.
Mm-hmm.
I understand something.
I was thinking the same thing, Brother Samuels.
Women don't respect men in general today. Black women have contempt for their men. So we don't have any standing. We can tell you what the issue is, but imagine an ant telling a giant what he thinks about it, how tough it is down on the ground. And the giant is like, I don't care about your world. Black women are going to have to pull each other's coattails. See, what men would, it's funny that we used to have a bro code, but I was, and understand something. Your boy was a player back in college, and I've been a gigolo and I've been a hoe. Um, but I was always straight up with mine because that's just part of the game. That being said, if you were married to Classic Ruby, you knew damn well you could not call me up talking about, hey man, if Ruby called, tell her I'm with you. Not only would I not do that, I would take Ruby to where your ass is. Because men have to have a standard. So even the women that know I was a player, hoe, everything else, respected me because I had a code and knew I didn't get down like that, knew that their husbands or their men went out with me, that I wasn't going to let them get into no silly shit. If you married, you weren't going to trick on your wife in my presence. So that means I only attract a certain caliber of men to be by me. I set a standard for those who are around me. Ladies, you're going to have to start setting the standard. And the problem is you're not outnumbered. You just don't speak enough.
Yep.
You're thinking about what to do. How should I make the channel? Kendra, you need to make the channel and just prepare to get screamed at.
Yeah, because that's coming.
But that's just what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, that's coming. There's no
But
there's no getting away from that. I mean, because of what you're talking about. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but if 10 Kendras make a channel, then they can't scream at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And if 100, it's kind of like the reverse of what I do with men. It's the same thing what I do with men. I am not I can't change the monolith of the black of men in general or the black community in particular, especially the black male image. But it's been destroyed. But if I can change one man at a time, that man draws a circle around himself. and changes everything inside that circle. If
Mm-hmm.
I can change little concentric circles, I make bigger and bigger circles. It's just like the ripple effect.
Yep.
That's what's going to start happening, because I firmly believe that if women start downing this, I mean, you're an AK, isn't Mona Scott? I know, didn't your Sora make that love and hip hop stuff?
Love and hip hop. I don't think she's a soror.
Well, she was going to do one. The same person that did love and hip hop was going to do the sorority
That's
joint.
that's Mona Scott Young, and they did
Okay,
actually put the sorority joint out there
Eh,
too. And you know, we the sorority got that taken down very fast.
okay, say that again.
They did actually make the program. It came on for probably like 6 episodes or something like that.
Uh
But
huh.
you know, everybody was in an uproar about that
See how that
and
happened?
got that taken down. Yeah, got it taken down.
Because the AKs, the deltas, the sigma gamma rhos, and
Mhm.
the zeta phi betas got 100 years of tradition and history. We
Mhm.
all know the bullshit to go on behind the scenes in Greek life, but we got a
Mhm.
code.
Exactly.
Women stood up in solidarity against the bullshit, and they got it done. That's
Yep.
what's going to happen, and you got to track. You got the blueprint right there.
Yep.
So I have a question regarding this because, and Kat's touched on it a little bit. So the issue, from what I can see at least, and it's my experience as well. I don't say socialize slash make friends with hoes, but they don't want to socialize and make friends with me either, right? And
Mm.
so they've already created a whole narrative in their heads about why it is that my words, thoughts, feelings, etc., are invalid. So when I try to say speak to them, or my words try to speak to them, they already have an entire explanation as to why you know my words aren't valid for them at the very least, or why I'm wrong. So if that's the case, and that's sort of how women are socialized to interact with women like them and to look for confirming information in the environment that tells them that they're okay. They're not getting that from us. They're getting that from other women like them. So how do you
Mhm.
break into that, I guess, that shell? Like Kat said, she's trying to talk to her cousin. Her cousin's not hearing her. How do we break through that?
Let me. Can I try this one?
Continuing to push the message. Go ahead, brother Samuels. Go ahead.
Well, continue to push the message, but the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You
Mhm.
ever
Mm-hmm.
notice how everybody can go to a restaurant? You ever been to Papado or anything like
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
Mhm.
Papado's banging. Man, the food is good. But then the people back on table 106 had a bad day, and they screaming and hollering. And I want to see the
Mhm.
manager, such and so forth. If you just walk by, you just swore Papado had the worst food in the world. It don't matter what the other 300 people are doing. It's the one screaming in the back. The one
Mm-hmm.
when you're coming at these women, whether you say that message doesn't hit you, is because you're talking to them in your normal voice, in your
Exactly.
classic Ruby. You need to get in your hood Ruby.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. He's right. That's the honest to God truth. You have to be able to sip champagne in the boardroom and a 40 on the porch.
That's it.
If you want to be able to converse. I mean, dealing with my daughter, like I said, she's 22. I've gotten, like firsthand experience. But what I did see though is that now that she's out on her own because she's away at college and stuff, she's actually taking what I taught her and she's utilizing it. you know my approach would be not more so to like talk at you and dissect why you the way you are. I'm more solution oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take what you have, the tools you already have, the natural God-given talents, and let's see how we can make those things work. And along the way, let me put you up on game.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So that's kind of my approach or my thought process about it, because having my daughter, and I don't want you guys to misunderstand. I'm not a parent that is a friend. I'm not like that. Even though her and I are only 16 years apart, I drew the line. So I've always drawn the line. So it's like with her and her girlfriends, they would talk to me. I have a 22-year-old sister, half sister. She calls me, and what I do is I'm all about the solutions. And like somebody said earlier, I'm not getting on your bandwagon. I'm not your yes woman. I break it down logically for you to understand, and then try to uplift you, and so that you can actually do it. You know what I mean? Or make that change. Never beating you down.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my approach to it, because you're right. If you come at a person, they're going to just clam up, because it's just like everybody else is coming at them.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to. This is what I'm willing to do. And I had because I took my lady out to dinner tonight, and we was talking about this. I was telling her what I was going to do on the platform tonight. This is what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to do something like this once a month, every other month, every other week. Sorry, every other week. If you ladies are willing to come on here, whether it be once a month or twice a month, if y'all willing to come on this panel and talk the same kind of stuff that we talking right now tonight, and talk to these dots, hoes, and heifers, and all the rest of them that we have a tendency to talk about. You ladies do it. Because you know what? You know why I say that? Because there's enough of us guys doing it. Okay, there's no shortage of men doing it. There's no shortage of men talking about how black women need to do this. There's no shortage of men talking about how black women are irresponsible. Black women are baby mamas. Black women are hoes. Black women are overweight, et cetera, et cetera. I can go on and on all night. I think that we need more ladies like you, the ladies on this panel right here. Okay, these ladies here that y'all see. All right, these ladies. We need more of you saying this kind of stuff on this medium. And I'm willing to host that on my platform whenever you ladies want to do it. Whenever you ladies want to do it.
At least give them ground cover.
Yep.
Air cover.
Yep, because it'll be coming. Yep, it'll be coming through my platform. And X don't give a damn. TPOT. We don't back down from nothing. So I mean, if y'all are willing to commit to do that once a month or every other week, I will host it. And like I started this program earlier today, it won't be all about talking about baby mamas. It won't be all about talking about how chicks be hoeing, but what it will be is more of like an instructional YouTube documentary, if you will. A little bit of some get right injection for some of these women, especially the young women, because unfortunately a lot of the women that's in their 30s and 40s, and I've said this before, they're too far gone. A lot of them are too far gone. They're too far gone. But the younger women, the younger ladies, they would benefit from hearing this kind of stuff from ladies like the ladies that are on this panel. I had it wrong before. Y'all are over here. My bad.
Hey, X, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm about to go ahead and get set up for my stream tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna go live here at 10, so in about 20 minutes.
I appreciate you stopping by, brother, and I'm gonna try not to cut your throat. I'm gonna try to get up off of here soon. All right, because I want to come watch you too. Goddamn it.
Okay, ladies, take it easy.
All right,
have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you, brother. So, ladies, what? Call my bluff. Go ahead. Call my bluff. Call my bluff.
I'm willing. This is fun. I'm actually willing. I broke my cherry on your platform.
See, I told you.
Okay.
I told you. It's no big deal once you get there. It feels good, right?
I was shaking and everything.
I would be willing to do it. I can't promise consistency if it's gonna be on Wednesday, and I'm not trying to run your channel because you do it the way you want to do it. But on Wednesdays, I'm working because I'm working right now.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I don't. I mean, everyone who follows the Popular Thought series knows that I run a power mechanics shop. Right now, I'm in the slow time of my season. So I can do a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't be able to do. I can do it now because my shop is a little slower now. So it doesn't have to be on Wednesday. It could be Thursday. It could be Tuesday. It could be whatever's chronologically sound for you ladies. Whatever's chronologically sound for you ladies, it's fine by me.
Sound good.
So
I can do Thursdays on a consistent basis because I don't work on Thursdays. So I can be more consistent in participating.
Yeah, well, the reason why I say that, because see, this is the Prophet of Thought series. Okay, that's what this channel is called. It's the Prophet of Thought series. You look on our network, you see a series of things. You don't see too many one and done things. You see a series of things, and this can be the Wise Women Wanted series if y'all want it to be that. But what I want is I want some consistent intellectual comments and commentary from y'all. I want consistent I want consistent insight, and I want consistent things that are pertinent to these young ladies' future, because I'll say again, I think they can benefit off of what the things that you women talk about. They can benefit from it. I mean, people like the classic one in Cats, they've been on my platform like for a little bit of a minute now. So they know what we do here, and I respect both of them tremendously because I respect their point of views. Lady Ming, I see you, across the airways, on other brothers' channels, but I've never had a chance to conversate with you. And Lady Kendra, this is the first time me conversating with you too. I've seen you on other brothers' hangouts, and I've heard you speak before. And I think that this is the perfect group. This is the quartet that I need. This is the quartet that I need right here. Let me see if I can
Well,
do
I'm
it without
honored.
messing. Right here. This is the quartet right here that I can use. Y'all can be my four horse women. I was gonna say four horsemen, but yeah, y'all can be the four horsewomen. I will call y'all the four horsewomen, and we could do this every other week, once a month. We can. It's up to y'all.
Well, I'm honored, and any day works for me after 7:30 because I put the boys to bed at 7:30 every night.
Okay.
Then after
Well,
that, my night is my own.
yeah, we usually don't get started till 9, usually around 9:30, because my ass always late, like I was tonight. But yeah, we usually don't get going to like 9:30, somewhere in there. So what about you, cats?
I could do Thursdays.
Okay, Thursdays. And the classic one. What about you? What's your schedule look like?
Honestly, as long as I know in advance, I'm available. So if it's going to be Thursdays, I'm totally good with Thursdays.
Okay, so we do Thursdays at 9:30. Well, y'all are listening now. If y'all are listening on the playback, this is what it's gonna be, y'all, because y'all know the Proper Thought series used to be on Thursday anyway. Um, yeah, yeah. So we'll do that. The four horse women of TPOT. I like it. I like it. I like it. Do I got y'all commitment? Let's shake on it. Let's
All
shake on
right.
it.
Cyber
All
Shake.
right.
shake.
All
Yes,
Okay,
right.
we're
cyber
doing
All
a
shake.
right.
virtual
All right.
shake.
Well, y'all already know how we do things here, right? So I
Mhm.
see all y'all pictures up there, right? So I want y'all to know that I'm going to promote this, and I will be using these images that's on my screen right now, unless you want me to use another image. I will use another image because I'm going to start promoting this like tomorrow. And what we're going to do, we won't do a show tomorrow. All right? We won't do a show tomorrow. What we'll do is we'll do a show next Thursday, because that'll give me a week to promote it. All
Okay.
right?
Okay.
How does that sound?
I'll
Fantastic.
put
Because
it.
tomorrow's the only day I'm not available.
Booyah. You see
So
how you
it's
see how good
it's my sister's birthday.
you see
So
how good you see
Uh-oh.
how good X's timing is? You see how good X's
exactly.
timing is. So
We're 9:30 Central Eastern.
Eastern. Oh, my bad, y'all. I forgot y'all in different places. It's gonna be like we'll do 9:30 Thursdays Eastern time. All right.
Okay.
Eastern
Okay,
time, because I
perfect.
know everybody is in different places. So we'll do 9:30 Eastern, and it'll be the four horsewomen of TPOT. What do y'all think about that? How does that sound?
I think that's
I'm
awesome.
honored. Yeah, I'm
As long
excited.
as I'm the horsewoman of war, I'm good.
Well,
All
what
right.
y'all
I
want
think
to
you should
what
be.
which
Damn.
which which
What?
uh which horsewoman you want to be? That's up to y'all.
What?
That- that's up to y'all. So yeah, it sounds good. So I'll say again, I'm gonna start promoting this probably tomorrow, the next day. So if y'all are fine with the pictures that I see here, I'll use those. If not, send me one that I can use.
All
My
right.
picture's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Everybody else fine with the pictures that's up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm gonna think about it. I might send you one of the. I just changed the my profile picture because somebody kept calling me succubus eyes. So I kind of just try to
Mm,
find
Oh,
one of me and my husband real quick. So I
okay.
might be updating it. So if I'm going to do that, I'll look into it tonight. And if I do that, I'll email you
Yeah, just
with the
send me.
new
You have my
picture.
email, so just send me just send me some information or whatever. Matter of fact, all of you, what I'll do is I'll put my email in the chat. So if there's something you want to add or you want to send me a picture, whatever the case may be, I will put my email in the chat. I don't care about putting it public because I got like 25 emails. So if people start spamming it, I'll just shut it down. It's no big deal. So it's in here for y'all. Y'all can send it right there. Just put it in the chat. Profit of thought, one word at yahoo.com. You got a picture or anything you want to, that you think you want to send me, you want to update your photo or whatever the case may be. Try to do it before the end of the day tomorrow because Thursday evenings is usually when I do my that's usually when I do my damn and I spelled thought wrong. I'm sorry, y'all. Spelled my own damn email wrong. Go ahead.
we got it though.
Y'all got it right. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
putting it. Yeah,
Yep, yep.
Thursday evenings is usually the night that I start doing promos and I start doing editing and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to send me something, you got to have it to me before Thursday evening. Okay, ladies?
All
All
right.
right.
Right. All right. I like this. I knew something like this was going to happen. I knew something like this was going to happen, and I'm glad it did. Um, yeah. So this is I wanted to ask y'all this while but we got so deep in the conversation there because I had a couple questions that I want to ask you ladies. Now, all of you ladies are wise. Okay, I consider you to be very, you know, wise women that y'all have sense, y'all have common sense. Some of you have husbands and things of that nature. So you did something right in life because somebody got on bended knee for you. Okay,
Mhm.
so what would you say as women before all of that, before you became husbands and girlfriends and mothers and all that kind of stuff, what did you what do you think you brought to the table, or should I say, what could you say you could bring to the table to a man besides your vagina before you got your husbands or your boyfriends, all that kind of stuff? Did you have anything to bring to the table besides your vagina? And if so, what?
Hmm.
Crickets, crickets,
Yeah, I hear
crickets.
Well,
crickets. I hear
you know
crickets
what?
right now. I'm hearing crickets.
Am I muted? Okay.
No, you're
No,
not
you're
muted.
not.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. So for me, at least, the one thing that I feel like I bring to the table as far as any relationship is the way that I am, like what I'll do. So like I will be down for anyone and do anything for them. So like anything, I'm very thoughtful and considerate and kind of like ride or die, and that's with boyfriends, friends, family, anybody. So and actually I base a lot of my self-worth, I'll say even now, to be honest with you, on what I can do for you, which I don't think is healthy either. But
Mhm.
it really was like, can I help you? Whether it's, mentally, emotionally, do you need someone to be considerate of you right now, to, hold your hand through something, anything that, acts and service is my love language. So I think that more than anything else, that was kind of what I thought I bring to the table in general.
Mm.
Good answer.
Um, I think that I bought stability and intelligence. Um, Stability insofar as I was already stable. Like I mentioned before, I already had my car, already on my own place, and everything like that. But the intelligence part is because I feel, and he would agree, that I'm the neck that the head swivels on. I've always been behind him 110% when he's been making this move through corporate America, so on and so forth. I'm a natural strategist. That's just my strong point. And I also have been called a visionary in that I look in the future. So I always plan the outcomes, and we sit down and we do it together. He and I are a lot alike. He's an Aries. I'm an Aries. So I think that he would agree that I brought stability and intelligence more so than anything, which is very important because I have fibromyalgia. So it can't just be about sex.
Wow.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good
I
answer.
would
Damn.
say I would say that I bring I brought and I still bring honor, loyalty, and trustworthiness to the table.
Okay.
I didn't have a job. I didn't have money, a car, a degree, a this or that to say that hey, this is what I've got. I was broke as a joke. Got me? My husband when I met my husband. Okay, broke as a joke. However, I've always been intelligent because I abhor stupidity and willful ignorance. So I've always had that in my back pocket, just intelligence and the ability to have a conversation with him on a myriad of issues. Um, I never had suffered from the vain monster, so I didn't need to talk about hair and makeup and clothes and shoes because I wasn't into that stuff anyway. I was a tomboy, I still am in a lot of different ways. Um, so I was have always been able to hone my non-sexual feminine qualities and present them in a way that didn't speak to men from a sexual point of view, if that makes sense. So I was able to approach men just as me
Mm-hmm.
without bringing my sexual aura with me. And a lot of men appreciated it, even more men didn't understand it. So I was actually lucky to meet my husband, and he got it right away. He was like, "Yeah, you're it. I'm marrying you."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that trustworthiness is which was actually turned out really big for him, and that loyalty and that honor because I don't dishonor myself and I don't dishonor him. I don't go behind his back. I don't break the trust in the marriage at all on any level because there's two main ways to break trust with a man. The first way to break trust with him is in the matter of your sex. If you betray him in the bed, that's one betrayal, but that's an obvious betrayal. The other main betrayal that a woman can do to a man is to betray him in the matter of his wealth.
Mm-hmm.
If you misappropriate his wealth, that's almost as bad as betraying him in the bed. Either one of them will
Wow.
break your relationship.
Good answers, man. I'm getting some good answers. Very good answers. Next, you up, cats.
Okay. Well, I'm good at listening, and I won't fight people on a lot of things. Like I'm gonna be one of these like super combative women who for some reason like to fight their husbands for I don't know, whatever reason. If a guy asks me to do something, I will more than likely be obedient to it. And yeah, that's basically it. If there's a guy I like and there's something he's interested in, I will try to learn as much as I can about it. And I try not to be all self-centered, and I try to learn about him and focus on what I can basically do for him.
You finished?
Hello?
You
Yeah.
finished?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was you got that slow kind of, flowing river kind of thing going on with you cats. So I kind of wait, before I say anything, because I don't know if the rest of the answer is coming or if you're
Oh
finished or,
yeah.
so I'll be trying to wait it out. I'll be trying to wait it out. So yeah, I like this panel, and I'm already crazy about the four horsewomen of TPOT already. I'm liking
Aw,
this. Wait till
me
y'all see
too.
the promo. Wait till y'all see this promo that I'm gonna make about y'all. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, because I know y'all are women, and y'all will tell me, oh, go ahead, use that picture, and then you'll be writing me tomorrow talking about don't use that picture. So yeah. So if you want me to use a different picture than the pictures that's up on this stream right now, you better send it to me before tomorrow afternoon. Because if not, these are going to be the pictures that's going to be on that promotional. All right.
Will do.
You've been warned. Because by 4 o'clock tomorrow, that promo is going to be in the presses. So get it to me before then. If you happen to go to sleep on it and you be like, oh, you know what? X is going to use that picture. I don't really like that picture. I should have sent him another one. If you do it after 4 o'clock tomorrow, it's going to be too late. Yeah, it's going to be too late.
Fair
So
enough.
I'm just saying. All right. Um, but I do appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I appreciate you ladies. Y'all gave me some good feedback. I'm actually really, really impressed with how the night went. Um, I got a lot of good answers. I got a lot of intellectual content from you ladies, but I kind of figured that's what I was going to get. That's what I expected. Um, Plus, we made a new alliance tonight and added a new kind of thing to the platform tonight. I know Brother Samuels is going live or already has went live already. I don't want to cut his throat, so I'm gonna end this, but I want to thank everybody for listening. Make sure you stop by the page, like, share, subscribe. Check me out on Proper Thought Series on Facebook. Like that too, and try to get up on the old Proper Thought Series fan group page on Facebook as well. Join that. There's a lot of good stuff up there as well. I appreciate all of y'all for stopping by. I thank Brother Samuels for chiming in. I want to thank Classic Ruby, Cats, Lady Kendra, and Lady Ming, my new four horsewomen of TPOT. I appreciate all y'all ladies for stopping through. Y'all gave me some good content tonight, and I appreciate y'all, and y'all have my respect. Um, I will see y'all next week, 9:30 Eastern Time, Thursday night. We're gonna do another one of these, and hopefully we get some more ladies who want to chime in. But y'all basically gonna have the floor, so y'all got a whole week to kind of sit back and think and prepare what you want to do, say, or whatever the case may be. All right. I appreciate all you ladies for taking part in this here stream. Thank you very much. And
Thank you
as
for having me.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. I will see you next week, Lady Ming. I will see you next week. Well, I'll see you around anyway before then, I'm sure. But I will see you next week. Same for you, Cats. Same for you, Lady Kendra, and of course, same for you, Classic One.
Well, thank you very much. Like,
All right.
as I said, I'm always very honored, and this was such an amazing experience. You are a genius, sir, that you came up with this, and the way that it's turned out is even better than I could have imagined.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Don't make me blush. Yeah, I thank everybody for stopping by. Everybody in the chat, my loyal followers, y'all know I always appreciate y'all. So I'm going to leave y'all with 3 words like I always do. Open your mind. And we out of here. Peace, folks.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Good night.
All right.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Thought series.
Peace, my people.
Open your mind. Prophet of Thought series.